This is my top 12 cool tone neutral eyeshadows. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I want to share with you my top 12 single eyeshadows so that you could potentially buy one of, and this is like my top 12. I sometimes have more options of the same formula, so I'm going to be swatching a little bit more than just 12 eyeshadows for you, but I just want to show you some little like combos and stuff that I've been enjoying and just have a nice little rave about some cool tone neutral eyeshadows because we all know I love those. So yeah, cool tone neutrals I really enjoy. I love them in palettes, but I just really wanted to come on here and share with you some singles so that if you don't want to spend money on an entire palette and you do want to get a cool tone, then this can also, of course, be a great option to do that. So we're going to go through these. I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand for you, and then we're going to chat about these eyeshadows. And I do want to address the reason why I'm coming to you makeup free today. I'm filming some videos because I haven't been feeling that well this past couple of weeks. I told you about it in a previous video. They thought it was an allergic reaction. That I think it may not be that quite yet, but they don't really know what's going on. So there's still some tests pending. And I just haven't really been feeling that great. So I'm not wearing any makeup today because A, I didn't want to do my makeup, and B, I want to rule out whether like makeup wearing makes it any like if that aggravates anything. So that's why I was like, okay, I just need to like have a makeup free week to help figure out what's going on so I can have that information ready to go when I talk to my doctor next. Yeah, things are happening and I don't know what's going on, but they have been told that I can just do whatever it is that I like doing in my life as much as possible, so that's what I plan on doing. But yeah, when it comes to filming videos, it might mean that you won't see me in as much makeup this month. I don't know whether I'll get around to doing any of my reviews that I have planned. I'm just gonna roll with the punches, you could say, and like videos like this where I can just talk about products and do a couple of swatches for you guys, those I can always do. So if you still have any ideas for videos like this, let me know because I would love to hear your thoughts as well, because I'm going to have to like pivot perhaps for the next couple of weeks just until we know a little bit more about what's going on. Oh, and I've got a cold. If I sound congested, that's why. I got a cold on top of everything else. It's been a great week. It's been a great week. But yeah, we have loads of different eyeshadows to talk about, so let me start with my matte single. And you guys know that when I talk about singles, I have to talk about Sydney Grace. I have my singles organized by type, so this is my cool tone neutral matte eyeshadows. That's how I like to organize it. It's just in an old ColourPop palette that I've had for years. And my favorite cool tone neutral in this entire palette is right here on the side. It's called Concrete Road by Sydney Grace, because we have to talk about Sydney Grace if we're talking about singles. Because they are one of my favorites. So here we have Concrete Road. It's this really perfect purpley grayish brown. It's like the best cool tone taupe you could ever find. Oh, wait, let me swatch it first and then show it to you. That might be helpful, Micah. So here is Concrete Road. And you can see like to some people, this will just be a boring gray, but you can see on the edges that it has that brown undertone, and then it almost looks like it's got a little bit of a lilac blue running through it, so it's a perfect cool tone for that reason, but without it being boring. This is my perfect crease shade. Whenever I'm doing like BYOPs, I always pull for this shade in order to have it as a crease shade, because it's just the best cool tone crease shade I own. And then in this palette, I keep all of my cool tone neutral shimmers, and as you can see, I love me a cool tone neutral shimmer, so I could potentially just swatch this entire palette at some point, and I could have just filmed this video, you know, that could have been a thing as well, but I have two in particular that I really enjoy. Right here at the bottom, I have another Sydney Grace shade. It's called Tiara. We all know I like Tiara. Tiara is one of the best taupe shimmers in my collection. Let me not drop it on my new couch. So here is what Tiara looks like. And if you hold it up to the light, it looks a lot more shiny and special all of a sudden than you might expect. It's really beautiful. It's sort of like in between a gold and a silver. It has that brown undertone, but it has this really nice gray flash. And you can see why I like these so much, because Concrete Road and Tiara also go together really well. So there's that. And then I want to show you another shade from this giant palette, because that's another favorite, but this is going to be very difficult to find, so that's why I have plenty of other options here that you can still buy. But it's right here at the top. It's called Shroom. It's by Clionadh. It's one of their round pans, and this is another shade I always reach for whenever I want to do a BYOP, because it's really pretty. It's got a little bit more of a purpley vibe to it. It's another taupe. We all know I love a taupe. There's probably some overlap with other videos that I've done, but this is like a purpley pinky brown. So, and it's not as shiny as Tiara is. It's a little bit more of a satin. Really, really, really pretty. I could even swatch Wondrous Night for you from Sydney Grace. I could swatch so many things here. Like I said, if I wanted to do this video again, I could just swatch out this giant thing of a video. Let me know if that's something you want to see. Do you want me to swatch all of my cool tone shimmers from my singles collection? I don't even have names for some of these because they're either that old or because I pulled them out of palettes and I don't know what it is anymore. Yeah, but this is fun. And then I have some liquids in here as well, because I do have two really good liquid options. Again, not sure you can still get this, but the Luminous Eye Tint from Essence, we all know I love a good Essence thing. And this is in the shade Shimmering Taupe, no surprise there. And this is beautiful. There is a reason it's been sitting on its side, because I'm not using it as much as I did in the beginning. But when I first got it, I made that dent in like a month. That's how often I was using this. And here is what Shimmering Taupe looks like. It's really nice and shiny, really beautiful, easy to wear, great one and done, but these do not work on the under eye area, just so you know. I once put this on my under eye and I had itchy eyes for 2 days. So I don't recommend them for the under eye area, but just top lashes, don't get it too close to your lash line and you're fine. Lisa Eldirdge then, they do some really wonderful liquid eyeshadows as well, but not everything is cool toned. But Ione, I really waited for this to come back in stock. I'm so glad I was able to pick it up in the Black Friday sales. And this is a really beautiful matte. I'm usually not a fan of matte, but a matte, cool toned, like very pretty, like plummy, gray leaning brown. It's really, really pretty. It's such a good base for any of these shades, or just if you want to do a really quick one and done and you don't like shimmer. Ione is so easy to use. And it's really great for like taking it with me on trips and stuff. So it's been great. So loving that. And then I think we're just going to move through. No, let's do creams, because I have some creams as well. This little Trinny London stack. You don't need both of them. Pick which one you like. My favorite one is Mystery. That's not super cool toned, but it is a taupey shade. But it's a little bit more of a warmer taupe. And then, because I know you guys love if I show you the cool tones, I also have Magician. And Magician is more of like a silvery taupe. And I love traveling with these, because these are, again, like great one and done shadows. So easy for travel, easy to use. And that's them side by side. So this is Mystery and that's Magician. Magician has a little bit more depth. And I do feel that Mystery looks warmer toned in the pan than what it looks like on the eyes, because it is quite a light neutral base, and you get silver shimmer in there. I feel it neutralizes quite well, and it's just a great one and done. And then Magician is something I like to like deepen it up and play with those two things together a lot. So I like those a lot. If you want something a lot deeper and smokier, then looking into Mink by Victoria Beckham Beauty may be a good one. These luster shadows are so beautiful. And this is a product I keep raving about. This is stunning, but it is a deep shade. So if you have a deeper undertone, this may be really beautiful for you. Or like I said, if you're looking for a really quick and easy smoky eye, then this is also another one of my go-tos. I love a taupey smoky eye. We all know I love taupe and I love a smoky eye. So this is the best of both worlds. And it's a really beautiful cool tone. I put it over here, because I'm hoping, yeah, see, if it catches the light, like really, really dark and sultry, but then boom, shine. I love how they created that in that shadow, and it pairs really well with other shadows as well. So it's one of those things where if you want to use it just by itself, it's an instant smoky eye. But if, for instance, I pair it with some of the Trinny London, I can also use it as like a smoky liner. There are a lot of options with that Victoria Beckham shade, I feel. And then I have my two Urban Decay eyeshadows. I have one of their Moon Dust shadows in Space Cowboy, which is the one over here. And then I have Mushroom by Urban Decay, which is a shade I really wanted to have. Mushroom is going to be better for like what I'm trying to do in this video, but I was like, if I'm swatching things anyways, might as well show you Space Cowboy. And Mushroom is again that sort of gray, cool tone leaning thing that I just love. So we all know I like that. This is a little bit more silvery. And then Space Cowboy it's a little bit similar to like Ritz by Colourpop. I now realize I didn't take any of my Super Shocks up here, but I could have featured, what's it called again? The other one that I like, So Quiche from Colourpop. But here is Space Cowboy, which has a very orange base to it, but I feel that disappears when it goes into the eyes, and you just get a beautiful sparkle. And then Mushroom is this really nice sort of like purpley gray base, which I really enjoy as well. So together, they're also really stunning. Really, really stunning shades together as well. And then I have my Klavuu shadows. I've shown you these before as well. These are by a K-beauty brand. I have Glam Brown and Silver Lilac. Those are the two shades. Both of these are cool tones, but Glam Brown is my favorite. Again, it's a taupe. I could have just called this the taupe eyeshadow video perhaps, but when it comes to neutral singles, this is just what I tend to go for. And I love this because this is Glam Brown, but it's got a very sheer base, so compared to everything else, if you want something super easy to use and just faff-free, then that Klavuu eyeshadow is still one of my favorites still this day. And then Silver Lilac, here we go. This is Silver Lilac, and this is a really nice sort of like pinky, purpley sort of thing. I put it right there in the middle because I had a bit of space left. So here we have that one. It's really pretty. It's not quite silver, it's not quite purple, and it's not quite pink. It's really interesting. Love that one. And then, of course, I have to share with you my two favorite neutral water shadows from Kiko, because we all know I love these. These are beautiful eyeshadows. I should use these more. These can be used wet or dry, depending on what you want to go for. They can be used as liners. They can be made extra sparkly if you intensify them with water. I tend to use them as is. And then they have this really beautiful sort of, I hope you see this when I swatch it here. Oh yeah, you do. But here they are. So I've got a taupey one and I've got a mauvey one. What numbers are they? They're number 6 and number 14 from the new formula. So Kiko used to do an older formula, and these are a little bit more sparkly, but they're so, so stunning. I tend to wear the taupey, the lighter one, the most. But that mauve tone is really pretty too, so I wanted to show you that too. And then I have all three of my juicy eyeshadows. This has become a firm favorite. I've traveled with these. I take them everywhere, and these are beautiful. These are their single shadows. Some of these are a little bit more glittery, some of them aren't. I have MT122, which is a deeper one of the three. I have D114. That's a bit of a duochrome moment, and then D111. So one of them was sent to me in PR. The other ones I've spent my own money on. That goes actually for most of these products. I wasn't sent any of these. I just bought them with my own money. Here is what those shadows look like. They are very glittery, very sparkly. I like these as a bit of a toppery sort of moment, you know? When you, for instance, have some of those like deeper things that are already going on here, and then you put one of these three, of course, I've swatched it in such a bad way. You can't see this. Can you? Oh, there we go. Ugh, I really have to stretch. Then you can see them sparkle a little bit more. Yeah, one of them has, like, they're very sort of sheer and great, like, toppery shades. But they are very impactful, and I wore one of these shades on my eyes when I was buying some of the Urban Decay stuff, and the lady at the counter was like, "What's on your eyes? That looks pretty." I'm like, "Yep, that's Chinese makeup." "Oh, really?" It is. And then just because I was playing around with it in my Shop My Stash this month, I just wanted to showcase it straight away. But I've been playing around with this little duo, and I'm really, really loving it. This is Violet Effard Bois Brûlé, which I bought when I was in London. And they launched this the day before I picked this up. This is a very weird formula, though. It's a very sort of putty, sort of cream to powder formula. And this looks very intense. It's like a purpley brown shade, I would call it. This is what it looks like on the back of my finger. Then you think that's going to look intense. And then with a finger swatch, you can already see that it's got this powderiness to it. It's not the best at being picked up with a brush, but what I like about it is that you have a lot of control with it. So I did a little bit of like a smokiness, but it's like very sheer smokiness. This is effortless French makeup in like a nutshell. But I do think the formula isn't for everyone. This is a formula which I'm still sort of figuring out how to get it to do this on my eye, essentially. Because in a finger swatch, it looks like this. But then with a brush, I cannot get it to even build up to that because it shears out so much. So it may just be one of those things where you need to go like this and then try to blend it. But because of that weird putty formula, I also feel it sort of like sticks down really quickly and then you don't have a lot of time to play with it. So I'm still sort of trying to figure out the best way to use this, but I've been topping it with Smoky Mauve. This is the Extra Dimension eyeshadow from MAC in this really beautiful mauve tone shade. And I got this because there is a creator on TikTok. Her name is Elizabeth. She's from Australia, and she's been getting everybody to buy Sweet Heat. And everybody's been asking her, like, Sweet Heat is a warm tone for me. What's your cool toned option? And she keeps saying this, and that's why I got this, to try it out. I used to have an Extra Dimension eyeshadow in the past that I really enjoyed, but it wasn't a shade I was wearing a lot. And when I saw this, I was like, yep, and these two are a match made in heaven. So because that's why I wanted to film this video for you guys, because I did that eye look and I was like, right, I want to do a video about this. So I'll link you to the video where I'm actually wearing that eye look from a couple of weeks ago, because it was one of the first eye looks that I did. So I know I have footage of that, so you can see it going on. I forgot to take a picture of it, which is sad, but I do have a video of me like in 3D where you can see me moving around wearing that eyeshadow combo, but they work really beautifully together. I would recommend using the Violette FR shades with a shimmer on top. I'm not much of a matte girly, as you can tell, but here are all of those like neutral singles that are cool toned, that if you want to have just one cool tone in your life, whether it's something super smoky, something a bit more gray leaning, very sparkly, a taupery kind of thing. Again, different price points, different things in terms of availability and where you can get them. So hopefully wherever you are, you can find an option here that works for you. So thanks so much for watching me here today, and I hope to see you again in a new video. Bye-bye.